Good evening. It's me, Richard Lewis Brown, and today is June the 5th. It's Saturday evening. Excuse me. And so I'm excited today. Talk to some really incredible people today. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. So listen, I'm going to take some time and talk about what people have been asking me to address for the last few days. And I've been swamped. And so I'll try to slow down a little bit. Excuse me. My voice is hoarse. And explain some things to you. The union I belong to, Local 1000, they decided to take a vote to give this current governor, Gavin, $1 million to help him fight his recall. And they took an official stance to oppose the recall. Okay. So that happened Wednesday night, 6 p.m. on a Zoom meeting. I tried to go to the Zoom meeting. For some reason, I couldn't get in. I hear that Pete Perez got on, and he, gave an eloquent speech. And that's fantastic, Pete. Thank you for doing what you had to do. So that's the position of the union. As you know, I haven't been officially sworn in. I'm just, a public servant just like you. Hopefully I'll get sworn in on June 26th. I still have not heard from Yvonne Walker about the swearing in. I haven't heard from her about, as people say, peaceful transition. And, so yeah, she's the president. And until I'm sworn in, I'm just a job steward, a public servant, just like you. I haven't been sworn in yet. Again, I haven't heard from her. And I imagine that she is really busy. And I know that you've heard me say that I'm disappointed that we gave the money to Gavin. And I'm disappointed about the cops coming to my house on May 25th at 5 o'clock in the morning on an alleged call that there was a woman screaming in my house, because that incident could have been, I could have lost my life. And so the whole time, our union, Local 1000, last summer, they spent over 3 days talking about Black Lives Matter and racial justice. And yet our union, that's under the leadership of a black woman, has failed to call me to say, brother, are you all right? Did the cops treat you right? Did you feel your life was in serious jeopardy? I've never gotten a call from her to say, Richard, are you okay? Now, the police were highly professional with me. They didn't stereotype me. The police did not stereotype me. And I see the comment, Gina. So, and everyone has a strong opinion about this, Gina. But the union has taken its official stance. So anyway, the cops didn't stereotype me, and I didn't stereotype the cops. But it could have been a bad situation, and I could have been shot. And that's the truth of that. And so all the time we're having these Black Lives Matter discussions, and I said we should not be involved in social justice issues. And people were looking at me sideways, particularly other black folks. And I want black folks who are watching this video, I want you to hear me on this. I could have lost my life that morning because of the retaliation of the union, sending the cops to my house. Now, can I prove it? No, I can't quite prove it yet. I put my public records information request in to get a copy of the 911 dispatch call because there's no police record, because nothing happened. I called Chief Daniel Hahn this evening at 4:27 p.m. to ask him respectfully, can you expedite the process of me getting that 911 dispatch call, because I want to have it investigated, because I want to know who made that call. And I want to know if that person is associated with Local 1000. I will file a complaint because someone was trying to basically say I was doing harm to a woman. And as a black man in America, we know oftentimes with the history of this country, the Tulsa massacre, a black man accused of a situation with a woman. Emmett Till, a situation of a child, a teenager, a little child, 13 or 14-year-old, Emmett Till, in a situation with a woman. And so, when people make accusations against black men, and those accusations are false, And oftentimes it could be based on race. Bad things happen. Local 1000 President Yvonne Walker still has not called me to this day. Okay, and when I told you we shouldn't be involved in racial justice, any type of social justice, fight for 15, open immigration, any of that stuff. Because it does not unify our union, it divides our union. Remember when I told you, I want to create the #1 union in the world because change is not enough. And I'm going to get to that word change here in a second. I want to create the #1 union in the world. And people know this. They know this about me. I'm not lying to you. I've never lied to you. When I told you that Yvonne hasn't called me to talk about, the situation with the police call, or when I'm going to swear in what day it's really going to be, because I think it's the 26th. Some people say it's the 27th. Nobody knows. There's all this confusion going on. All this confusion. She hasn't done this. I'm looking forward to meeting the staff. I hear, to me, Stephen Schmidt's not going anywhere. I hear that he's retiring, he's running off. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. I'm looking forward to meeting Steve Schmidt, the chief financial officer. I'm looking forward to meeting the staff over there. And until I get a call from Yvonne to say, okay, but as we all know, the protest period is from the 1st to the 10th. No one knows if someone's put in the protest. No one knows how the elections protest committee is going to rule on that protest. And they have to make the ruling no later than June 25th. So everything is up in the air. No one has any straight answers. And so, again, I want to create the #1 union in the world. And so when you hear these things on Facebook about, Richard, he's with the right to work. Okay. Well, you saw the article, either the right to work or the legal foundation. People are sending me articles. When I've given quotes, when I've interviewed people, I've tried to write their names down. I've never interviewed with the Right to Work Foundation. I think or the legal, some type of foundation that's trying to destroy unions. And they were talking about my victory, should be our victory, the people who voted for me. And they're trying to basically act like, I'm in connection with them or I'm in communication with them. You don't see no quotes from me with them. I don't ever remember talking to those people because I never did. But see, you have people on Facebook trying to paint this picture of me so they can say, well, he's not qualified to be the leader. Don't swear him in. See, this is the narrative they're trying to create. And remember I told you last summer, and I told you all the way up to the campaign, that a lot of these people are prejudiced and they're full of it and they're hypocrites. Remember I told you that? And a lot of these so-called people tell you they're down for Black Lives Matter, but they're liars. Remember when I told you this? And I know some black folks were listening to me. Okay? I know what I'm talking about. So, and then someone else was asking me about the comment from Kevin Miniger. Now, if you remember, Kevin never responds to me. Remember I was asking MTC in the 2018 election and this 2021 election, let's do a Facebook Live video, and they ran from me like I had COVID. They saw me, oh my God, throw a mask on. Oh, Richard's here. Oh. Now he wants to talk. I was calling him out years ago. Let's do a video. Let's bring out the truth. Okay? He had nothing to say. But now that I've won, he's talking. He's on Facebook talking now because he's hurt. Remember when I said, if I win and if MTC loses, I'd put them on full-time union leave because they were never really allowed to do their jobs. Remember when I said that? I was trying to build alliances even before I had won the election. You probably didn't know. And I said I'd put them on full-time union leave. Well, Annika won. And the other ones, well, David Jimenez won for the first time. So we know that Annika's going to have full-time union leave because I told her, you and David and Irene Green, who won the VP of bargaining, you're going to have full-time union leave. What's the problem? I don't care what the board says. I can still put you on full-time union leave. because I'm not. Hold on, Gina. Hold on, Gina. I'm not going to be petty. So when they tell you they try to pick this picture that I'm just like Yvonne, that's not true because I'm totally transparent. But then when I don't tell them everything they want to hear or tell them everything I'm doing, then they say I'm not being transparent. So they're running this good game. Okay. But Kevin's steady talking about me, saying I was running my mouth, which I do, I run my mouth, and that made them make a reaction to me. Now, I want you to think about this, and this is for my voters. My voters call and say, Richard, you won. Yeah, you bet on the long shot, and you won. And they said, now, Richard, don't you change. Don't you change up on us. We gave you our all. We believed in you, even with your crazy behavior. Now, check this out. You should ask Kevin Manager or Yvonne Walker or Mary Kay Henry at International or Gavin or any of these other labor leaders in the state of California. They say they're labor leaders. I know I'm a labor leader. I would call them a union leader, but they say they're labor leaders too. And they're trying to be open-minded. But you should really ask them, do you think Richard's going to change up? See, there's something about me that when I talk to you, you know I'm that dude. You know, thank you, Rita, but you know I'm that dude. You know it, and you feel it. Okay? Now, did I do 3 professional videos in a row? And I said, if I'm Local 1000, I wouldn't do certain things, but they did it anyway. Okay. So when I talk, and you know how sincere that I am, serious and sincere, but yet I have fun. I like to have fun. Kevin Manager and Yvonne and Mary Kay Henry and these presidents of these different unions across the state of California, when they look at me and they see these eyes and they hear this voice, they know we can't get to him. We have to destroy him. Keisha, and you give me hope too. This is a two-way street. My supporters give me the utmost hope. And I try to give it right back to you and a little bit more. And that's what they don't like. And that's why Kevin is on here doing all this talking. Now remember, I said I was going to put MTC on full-time union leave if they lost. Okay? That story still stands. So, do you think Kevin still wants to be on full-time union leave to help me produce my 10-point platform? What do you think? You should ask him. You should ask him, is Richard still putting you on full-time union leave? Are you going to still help him, pass his 10-point platform? Because he's very good with his words. But you can catch him. You can catch him. Because remember, I said, these people who say they're for change, they tell you that the politicians are your bosses. These people who are saying this sound just like Yvonne and her people. I told you these politicians were not your bosses. You're their bosses. You're the taxpayer. You're the voter. What are they telling you these stories for? They are not your boss. And they say, well, they have to ratify our contract. You give me my strike fund, and you give me 96,000 people on the same page. We'll ratify them. We will ratify them. So he said this, and I saw it on one of his comments, and I laughed. There are bosses. See, Local 1000 has done this trick. And I said it about the Stockholm Syndrome. The kidnapper, the state of California, has kidnapped the minds of people in Local 1000 and convinced them that whatever they say goes. If you have a signed contract and you don't enforce your contract, what are you doing? You don't have a union. I've said this 1,000 times. You have a social justice organization. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. And when I tell you we're going to enforce our contract, and from this day forward, we will never give up our money ever again, that's what I mean. But you know that. My enemies know that. Here's the funny thing. They're supporters. All 2,637. Woo! Hey, look, and here's the funny thing. 2,637, what are my numbers? 7,007, or is it 7437? Now, is that just a freak of nature that my 7437 adds up to 21, the year of 2021? Is it just a freak of nature? This is my third time running. So 3 times 7 tells you 21? Is it just a freak of nature that my votes, the last 2 numbers is 37, that I are the exact match of 7437? I'm on a divine destiny. I'm on a divine destiny. And they can't stop me. Now, they say I'm trying to destroy the union. No. We're going to have a massive membership drive. Now, you heard me say yesterday, if you want to be a job steward again, you lost your job stewardship, day 1, bang, we're back. Don't come down to the union talking that stuff to me. No. Take it to your state agency. You are now recognized as a job steward. Now, you have to do your training again. Yeah. You already got the experience. You know what time it is. And for those who've been for those who've been job steward activists, union activists, all these years, and you wanted to be a job steward, and you couldn't get to the LAPS program, or they denied you the LAPS, they said, oh no, you're a dissenting voice. You must know Richard. We're not making you a job steward. Yeah, come down to the union when I'm in the big chair. Yeah, reach out to me on Facebook. Done. Now, Annika, the VP of Organizing Representation, Annika Walls, she may like it, she may not. When it's all said and done, Annika Walls is going to revamp. Yes, I'm carrying out my promise, Gina. Annika Walls is going to revamp the entire LAPS program. And I think Irene Green wants to assist her, the VP of Bargaining. Okay. When it's all said and done, Annika Walls will go down as the greatest vice president of organizing representation in Local 1000 history. Book it. Book it. If you go to our website and you look at the LAPS program, what do you see? Why do I see Tamika Robinson's face on that thing? You know why? Oh, I know why. And then, of course, we see our president, the president of Local 1000. Of course, that person's face will be on that LAPS brochure on the website. And I think when you print it out, your faces are there. You know, here's the funny thing. That LAPS program was created to silence people's voices who dissented from the union. That's why it was created. And that's wrong. That's dead wrong. Annika Walls is going to revamp it. Annika Walls is going to rename that program. I don't know what kind of name she's going to come up with that we can agree to, but that program is getting renamed. The whole thing is going to be redone. And if it doesn't get redone, then you're going to reach out to me on Facebook and ask me why Annika's not doing it. That's in her field house. But I'm overall responsible for everybody as the president. And I told you this. The VPs don't set the pace for the organization. The president does. The VPs help, but they don't set the pace. Now, there's a lot of internal battles going on, and I hear rumors left and right. And some of those rumors I know are true. All you people inside Local 1000 doing what you got to do to go against me, you know people are telling me what you're doing. You know that. You should. You said, well, who's leaking the information? You wouldn't even guess. Okay? And like and Mary Rochelle, and ain't gonna be some changes. As I say, change is not enough. We're gonna create something so powerful. Because people are asking me, people who voted for me, are you gonna change up on us? Listen to this. Are you gonna change up on us? Or will you fulfill your promises? Will you give it your all to get the job done? I'm not going to change up on you. We're going to create something so powerful, long term. And when these people go on Facebook and tell you, I don't know what I'm talking about, when they say that money that went to Gavin to help him with his recall, and they said, well, we didn't give it to Gavin, we gave it to SIU State Council. Directly or indirectly, he benefits. He's attached to that. The reason why they're doing the money is because of him. That's what it is. I put the picture up. Your dues money is used on politics. The Coke money goes to international in DC. That money does not come back to the local 1000. And that is voluntary money on the membership application. When these DLC presidents try to say that I don't know what I'm talking about, what they're trying to do is they're trying to portray me as this delusional black man, and they're trying to make me lose my temper because they think that I'm out of control. I don't have a temper. I'm just passionate. But this is the game that they're running. I cannot stress this to you enough. When I tell you that I love those people in Lansing County, those state employees, and the fact that they're going through this prison closure scheduled for next year on July 1st, I mean that. And when they try to tell you, well, they'll be relocated to other jobs, or, they'll be put on the SROA list. What they're not telling you, and Elsa, right? Oh, Elsa, you hit it perfectly. When they take those people from that prison, if it closes as scheduled on July 1st, 2022, the California Correctional Center, and take those people down to High Desert, the other prison in Susanville, if they have more seniority than that person in that position gets knocked off. So it's not that easy. The fact is, we're losing jobs, and we're under a signed contract. Okay, wait a minute. Antoinette Gaines wants to be, okay, well, if you want to join, I'll bring you on. So I'm trying to bring on Antoinette Gaines. She must have something important to say, because the only person that's ever come on my video, were two. Pete Perez, down in Chowchilla, and months ago, Robert Bays. He's running for VP of bargaining. So my phone, okay, maybe she hit it by accident. Okay, no problem. I understand. She probably hit it by accident. No problem, Antoinette Gaines. All right. Anybody ever wants to come on with me and talk? And here's the funny thing. When I issue out that invitation, somebody's going to take me up on that one day. And they're going to come in swinging. And I'm going to come swinging right back. It's going to be a rah, rah, rah. But remember, I'm unscripted. So when they come in screaming and yelling, they're going to have a script. And they're going to have all their little stuff lined up. They'll ask me this question. They'll ask me that question to see if they can trick me up. Nope. Because I'm not lying about anything. I'm not. There is a war going on in our union. And everybody who claims to be, you have people who are pro-union, and you have people who are pro-labor. I'm pro-labor. What does that mean? That means I'm for all represented employees. People who are pro-union, that's political. That's political. Because the way our union is set up, it's set up for a political organization. And that's social justice. And I'm trying to take us to that representational. Contract negotiations and job representation. That's why I say this is a labor movement. If you listen to my words when I say labor movement, I was the one who first come out and said this. But if you watch this Facebook closely enough, there's somebody else now saying labor movement. There's somebody else, and they tracking me, and they trying to track my every word. You said, well, who's doing that? Robert Bays. Keep watching, Robert. When I say something, he'll come right behind me and say it too. Just watch him. And I like Robert, and I love Frank Perry. But I know when I can catch some people tracking me. Now I get texts all the time. So-and-so is doing this about you, saying this about you, Richard. Well, I missed that one. I can't. My notifications, I'm trying to catch up to them. So if you make a comment and I can't get to you right away, please forgive me, because I answer my posts. Because like I told you, what got me here will stay part of who I am. So when I was asked to get off social media, because they wanted me to get off social media so that whatever they tried to do to me, it'd be out of the public eye. But now I'm in the public eye. And so now when they make these moves on me, it's really, everybody knows. And here's the funny thing. Yeah, under 8,000 people voted in this election, because those other remaining voters, we don't know if they got their ballots in the mail, number one. We can't verify it. And then the other thing is, they felt like their vote didn't matter, but it did. They felt like, well, you know, Yvonne always wins. She'll win again. She'll win again. Nope. Mm-mm. The power of hope, faith. Do you believe? I'm going to create this belief. We will get this 21% pay increase. But right now, they're creating this narrative that I'm trying to destroy the union and that I'm doing all these things wrong. I'm telling you, I showed you the picture from our website where it tells you we use your money for all these different things, including political actions. I put it up, I put it on a tweet. Listen, don't you think if I was lying about where they're spending this money and that our ability to create a strike fund and to go on strike, if I was lying, don't you think that Yvonne Walker would have said, that's an absolute lie. Richard, what are you saying that as a job steward? Why are you saying those lies? Think about this. I've been saying this stuff for years. I have to go through all my paperwork, and I have the paperwork about the COPE stuff. And it tells you that money goes to international. But they're trying to convince you that it's voluntary money. Yeah, it's voluntary that they contributed to COPE, but the COPE money doesn't stay in our account. It goes to international in DC. It's part of the affiliation agreement. Here's what I'll do. Because some people still won't believe me. I read to you our membership application. Still don't believe that. We already know they've been playing games and hiding things. Do what they want. Yes, you're absolutely right, Mary. I read to you the membership application, the dues dollar breakdown, and they're telling you this because they have to by law, basically. Because if they told you they weren't, and someone caught them lying like that, that would be a lawsuit. When I say that people should have the right to vote whether they pay money or not, they say, well, see, there he is trying to destroy our union. How the hell are we going to raise that strike fund without money? These people are really, you need money to get that strike fund. So how am I destroying the union when I'm asking you to join the union? Yeah, at a reduced cost, you know, because we haven't shown you that the value of that money of $90 a month is really worth it to you over the years. So yeah, I want to cut it in half and then start all over again. But we need money for the strike fund. So how do we raise money for the strike fund? By getting people to become dues paying members. And these people who are saying this sit on the board of directors. Why do we use a corporate name? I don't know. I don't like it. Because it gives the board of directors this sense of, I'm a director or whatever. And then they don't even represent their people. Look, I am not trying to destroy this union. We're going to create a new culture. I told you. Well, I'll tell you again, because I can't say it enough. My desire, working with Annika Walls, Irene Green, and David Jimenez, is to raise our membership level to 90+%. I want us to be an A-rated union. Now, to be the #1 union in the world, I need about 97%. Because some people just ain't gonna act right. They ain't gonna join. I don't care what you tell them. You could, give them the moon and the sun and the perfect weather. They still wouldn't act right. We got people like that in our families. Not my family, of course. My family's perfect. So look, this is my desire. This is what I ran on. Now I never gave you the number. I left that part out. But if I say everything, then they take everything I say and then they say it's theirs. If you look at people and their platforms and their ideas, you know where it came from. That's why I say I've been the leader for years, just not recognized formally. And that's why they're doing everything they can to prevent me from being sworn in or to get me out of there once I'm in. I can guarantee you they're formulating right now how to get rid of me. This is not me being paranoid. This is the gospel truth, and they know it. And I tell you this, why play games? Because I'm not politically correct. I just call it the way I see it. And because I won't follow the narrative, I won't follow what I'm supposed to say as a labor leader, as a union, a future, soon to be union president, it's causing them, the status quo, as I always say, the status quo. Remember I used to run that little picture? It was me against the status quo. It was all the other people running. And now that it's here, it's really gonna show. And so someone said, well, Richard, what are you gonna do on day one? I'm gonna meet people on day one. And the website will be completely open to everybody on day one. A lot of things are gonna happen. Now, will they happen as fast as I want them to happen? No. But they're gonna happen. It's gonna take some thinking outside the box. But I wanted to do this video tonight to address, what they're saying about me on Facebook as far as me being part of this right to work or legal foundation. That's a complete lie. That's a complete lie. And the other thing about the money and where it comes from, I'm telling the truth on that. And even though I heard last night on the Stewart call, Elon said that money came from COPE. It couldn't have come from COPE because that COPE money goes away from us. Unless they had the money in COPE and then it was still here before they sent it to DC. Now that's a possibility. But I know that COPE money goes to DC. Unless International says, take the COPE and send it to the thing. Now that's a possibility. But that COPE money does not stay here. It goes to them. They make that decision. Then it comes back because there's all that legality. When we see that affiliation agreement, our agreement with SEIU International in DC, when you see it, then you're going to say, oh my gosh, Richard was right. But you know in your heart that I'm not lying. This is the thing about it. The people who are supporting the status quo, they're making themselves known to you. You can see them on Facebook, the ones that go on Facebook. But it's going to get better. I'm going to show you everything about our union. That's a promise. I am not trying to destroy this union. I'm trying to raise the membership level to over 90%. I would love to get 97%. Okay? I want to lower these dues. And I want to still keep us bringing money in and being okay. And we, as I said on my platform, we can't be involved in political spending, political activities. We can't. Because it divides our union. Our union is not just Democrats. We have non-Democrats in our union. And I'm going to bet you at least 40, close to 50% of our union are non-Democrats. And so when you get involved in these partisan politics, you're alienating half the people in your union. And so let me say this too. It's Saturday night. I am for everybody equally as your new incoming president when I'm sworn in after Yvonne Walker calls and tells me when I'm going to swear in. And she sends it to me in the email too. In my personal life, I'm totally different. No one's ever asked me on Facebook about my personal life because no one's cared. They want their money. But in my personal life, I'm totally different. And that's going to come out too. But see, the spies who are out to get me, if you don't think they haven't gone through my website and looked at every single thing I got up there, think again. When they're making all these claims about me, you just look at my website. Look at my comments I've said over the course of time. Okay? Just look. And this is a message for those from the community. Don't ever get it twisted with me. I'm from Missouri. Okay? I know who I am. Best believe that. This is for certain people watching this video right now. I know who I am. If you come calling me, I'll call back. Okay? And I'll do it with love and respect because coming from the community, we all don't think the same way. But I'll tell you my personal life, I know who I am and I know how I feel about us and our voyage to this country. Okay? Okay? I know who I am. And I believe that we can overcome anything through the power of God, through Jesus Christ. And even though we may have come to America not as immigrants, because we were not immigrants, it doesn't matter. We don't give up. We hold our head high, and we keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Okay, that's just for those from the community. Just want to let you know. Okay, now, back to my public life. As your incoming president, I'm really, really excited. We're going to win, win, win. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to get a great contract. When this current contract ends on June 30th, 2023, we're going to create that strike fund, and they know it. How much money will it be? My goal is for $50 million. When we get all the numbers off the spreadsheet, and we can see where all the money's being spent, and we can start allocating from day one when I'm sworn in and I'm recognized formally as the president, we're gonna start allocating so much money to that strike fund. Which means, hey, you know what? Somebody or some project, whatever, may be dissolved. I don't know. We will create that strike fund. You don't have a union without a strike fund. Okay? Period. And when you create that strike fund and you call for a strike, and that strike vote comes back yes, there's no turning back. Now, of course, we will bargain in good faith with Gavin on our next contract, because you know and I know, let's keep it real, he'll beat this recall. He'll get reelected. Now, he may lose in the recall. We don't know. But whoever it is, we bargain in good faith in this next contract and we reach a legal impasse, oh my, we'll make world history. Now, does that sound like a person who's trying to destroy your union? They will lie. They'll tell you I'm unprofessional, I'm uncouth, I don't do things in a certain manner, I do videos, you know, all the time. And they think I'm going to go away. And so they're doing everything to make me shut up. Well, wait a minute. I thought you said Black Lives Matter. Hey, hold on a second. Ain't that what Black Lives Matter means? Black people want to have their voice heard. They want to be respected. But what they don't tell you is they don't want just respect with the police. I'm going to give you an inside tip. No, Black people want respect all across America in everything they do. Okay, shouldn't have told you that part. I shouldn't have told you that because other Black folks have not come out with that yet. They feel like just doing with the police is just one single issue. Let's see if we can get that mastered, and then we can master that. Then we get to the rest of the issues. So let me retract that. I should have told you that inside information. Maybe I'm just too real. You know, Richard the Real. Maybe I'm just too real. Here I am fighting for everyone in the union as your incoming president to give everyone equal respect. And they want me to shut up and know my place. I'm not going to shut up, and I'm not going to know my place, and I'm going to keep talking because I'm an American, and I'm just as good as anybody else in this country. Oh, by the way, I serve the country. You're welcome. Okay? And when they tell you we can't let these people vote because they're not paying money, that tells you right then what I was telling you. If you don't pay money, if you don't pay to vote, you can't participate in this union. That's what they're telling you. But yet they're controlling your wages and working conditions because they have the exclusive representative clause. So if you can control someone's wages and working conditions, whether they pay you money or not, you should let them vote and be job stewards whether they pay you money or not. You can't have it both ways. And if you don't want to have it both ways, take your exclusive representative clause, take it off of them, and if they don't pay you money, then you don't got to represent them when they're being violated underneath the contract. They're on their own. But you can't have it both ways. And of course, they will never tell you this. You wait till they swear me in. You just wait. And I'm gonna have an attorney, the union attorney. Oh God, her name is Ann. Ann. Think that I can't say her last name correctly. Ann. Ann's gonna be right there. Well, hopefully she's gonna be right there. I mean, hopefully she's gonna like me, and she's not just gonna look. To be quite honest, when I go over there, someone had called me and said, all the staff is quitting. When you go over there, it's going to be a ghost town. And they're going to try to make you drown. There won't be nobody there for you to work with, Richard. And that's why your boss not calling you right now. Because they're all getting ready to book. They're getting ready to leave. When you walk over there, nothing will be there. But I'm still being told you better make sure to get rid of all the bugs in that building and change those phone lines. Saturday night, huh? Yeah? What you gonna do tonight? Gonna go out and have fun? No COVID? You don't care about the COVID? Okay. Now let's get serious for a hot second. I've been asked about my feelings about COVID. What's my official stance once I'm sworn in, after Yvonne decides to call me and tell me what day it is and she's gonna put it in writing? What is my official stance on COVID and wearing masks and these state agencies possibly trying to mandate that you wear a mask in the workplace? What is my official stance? I'm not telling you yet. I'm gonna make you wait. How's that? I'm not gonna tell you yet. But I talk to people from all walks of life. I believe in American freedom. But I also believe in being safe too. If you see me and you're like, hey, wear your mask at before you talk to me, I'll throw my mask off. I'll put my mask on because I don't want to be offensive to you. Because if you're taking care of your mom and dad and you're up in age because you're doing your responsibility, then I am not going to cause you no problems. Oh, no, 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 no. And I have a feeling that I'm going to get called out on a lot of my feelings on some issues that kind of reflect me in my personal life. But now when I become the president, people are going to want answers about how I really feel about these issues. You know, as the incoming president, and then I'm the president. I will say this, that telecommuting, oh, I'm for that. You should have 75 to 90% telecommuting. And ironically, well, Gavin says he believes in telecommuting too. That's what he says. And so maybe him and I agree on this. But people say that he says one thing and he does something different. Interesting. But we should have telecommuting. It's part of our contract. And if your agency says you can't have it, then they're supposed to put it in writing and send it to the union. But that's it. So they still have control. If you are not mission essential, you should be telecommuting. Now, there's mission essential safety, and there's mission essential non-safety. Two different categories. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Well, I've gotten lectures. So if you're not mission essential, you should be able to work from home. But see, this is how politicians hustle you. They tell you, oh, you're mission essential, you're so important. But when it's time for that money from DC, which I don't want the money from DC, because we should. Let me stop. The money from DC, the hero pay that I've been asked about, that the governor, Gavin, has complete control over, he can decide who gets that money and who doesn't. It's not part of our contract. So there's nothing I can do. And people say, well, you got to get in there and you got to talk to him. Well, you think Gavin's going to talk to me? Maybe. You know, someone said, well, hasn't he called you yet? Hasn't he given you that level of respect? Well, the protest period hasn't ended. And so nothing's official yet. They said, yeah, but they still need to call and say something to you. Maybe. But he's probably a busy person. I'm not pretentious. I'm not into all these titles and all this. I'm very straight down the line. Because even though you put me in this golden position to help you, I'm still an average person. And I'm still going to be accountable, and I'm going to be transparent with you. I can't really sometimes tell you every single thing, but I can guarantee you this. I'm going to give you so much that you will not be in the dark about what's going on. And so when they made that comment that we're getting our money back, 2% on July 1st, 2021, and the 2.5 that was supposed to be paid on July 1st, 2020, we're getting that. So they took that 2.5 plus the current 2.0, that gives us 4.5. But then they added 0.05 and somehow played catch up. And then they said, because we're getting 2 pay increases in the same month, they added the 0.05 in there to somehow make things turn out right, so we don't lose any money or whatever. So people have a hard time understanding that. Hell, I have a hard time trying to wrap my head around that. So it's 4.55, but they brought the OPEB back because they were not going to give you all those pay increases without bringing that OPEB back. See, they give you one thing, then they try to minimize it. I hate that. I hate that. It's not right. And that's why I said that OPEB is going away when I am the chief negotiator on the next contract. So the 4.55 minus the 3.5 is, what is that? 1.05. Okay. That's your pay increase over the last 2 years. You're not getting ahead. You're not. When they tell you livable wage, then they want to keep you in the status of being a, quote, servant. That's what they want to do. And that you always have to go to the politicians begging them for their help. Let me tell you something. I have a problem with begging. I just do. I mean, if I got to beg these politicians for their help, then why do I need a union for? Why am I paying you this money for? You know, well, we have to work with the politicians. Man, stand up for once. You know, stand up straight. Put some bass in your voice. All this begging these politicians. You know, that's why I say you don't have a union. Okay, this is what they're going to do. And something else that was said last night. Yvonne said that the OPEB, you know, we got to protect our OPEB because, you know, what happened to the city of Stockton. You know, the city had bankruptcy, and some of those people lost their retirement and their retirement health care. You realize in my brochure, do I have the brochure in front of me? I do. My 2018 brochure, same picture from the 2021. My new pictures was done after the brochure was done in 21. Okay, so in my 2018 brochure, I'm gonna read you this. In my 2018 brochure, I state this. The California Government Code 2287, parentheses A and B, state that medical costs in retirement are guaranteed to be paid by the state unless the state and a union agree to renegotiate this matter. If this was not the case, Governor Brown would have simply imposed the 3.5% for all state employees across the board. It had to be negotiated, people. And she negotiated our guaranteed right for healthcare, retiree healthcare. And now we're paying for it. Hi, Deidre. So now we're paying for it. I'm not making this up. If what I said in 2018, if it was an absolute factual lie, don't you think Local 1000 would have said, that's an absolute lie? He's factually lying out of the government code, and I'm not? She knows you're not reading. You're not researching. That's why when you realize that the people you're leading are not reading, and the perception in the media is that they're lazy and they don't care and they're just state workers, let me tell you something. Then you start to feel like, well, I don't have to tell them anything. I can just do what I want to do. It is in my professional opinion that the state employees, not just in Local 1000, but in all 12 public sector unions in the state of California, are hardworking, they're honest, and don't let these few little people in EDD and their little scams they did, no, don't count them. Those are outliers. All state employees across all 12 public sector unions, they work hard. They are intelligent. They're always sincere. They are not lazy. They do go to work. They do care about their jobs. And this perception by the media that we're just state workers who are just crying and they're overpaid, that's some BS. We are not overpaid. And don't throw that pension in my face saying, well, you get a pension, whatever. And did you know that them state legislators never lost a dime? Did you know that? They never lost a dime. Do you know that they don't contribute to their retiree health care? Did you know that one? Did you know that? Did you? Did you? you know what? I'm still happy. I'm still happy that I was born in this country. I love my family. I love the few friends that I have. I'm going to keep pressing on. And they think because I'm Missouri that I'm just country and I'm slow and I'm not intelligent enough and I'm not savvy enough and I don't have enough strategy to what I'm trying to do to help you and inspire you and protect your families. They don't think I'm good enough. That's what they're thinking. And that they can just run over me. Okay. See, some people you don't challenge. And these people are going to find out that when they run up on me, they got the right one. They got the right one from the community. And I can talk with the best of them. And they don't intimidate me. Nobody intimidates me. When you come for me, best not miss. Now, they came for me on May 25th by sending the police at me. But I survived that stop through the grace of God. And they're going to keep sending people at me. You know, I've already been warned that they're going to send women at me. You know, they're going to send drugs at me. They're going to offer me things. You know, you heard the one labor secretary treasurer said, you know, I'm not going to second guess Richard Lewis Brown and let me return him that respect. I am not going to second guess the other labor leaders here in the state of California. But he says, you know, Richard doesn't really quite know what he's getting himself into, and eventually he'll come around. Hopefully he'll come around. So in other words, I'll be able to see how things work, and then I'll just go along with the flow. That is not true. I will not go along with the flow because that's not how I got voted in, because I haven't forgotten who I am or where I came from. Listen to me. I haven't forgotten who I am or where I came from. I'm talking to certain people on Facebook when I say that. You know who you are. Okay? Mama's black boy is always here. Her only child is here. Her voice will always be heard. Genevieve Maud Brown, your voice will always be heard. Okay? Now, I'm not going to be like our current president. Let me say this about Yvonne Walker. Whether you like her or not, she's kept this union afloat and visible for 13 straight years, whether you like it or not. She's done that. Under my leadership, when I'm sworn in, I have to do the same thing, regardless of my 10-point platform. I must keep this union viable, 10 times stronger, and transparent. I must do these things, regardless of that 10-point platform. If this union fails under my leadership, it will validate Yvonne Walker. She'll be validated. And I'll be the one that looks like the crazy person. That's real talk on Saturday night on June 5th. That's real talk. And so there's a lot of pressure on me. And so I tell people, hey, keep a positive mindset. Don't lose hope. And for those who are into the spirit world, you know, look out for me. And for those who believe in God through Jesus Christ, for those who say, all praises to Allah, and to those who say they're from the 12 tribes, look out for me. Pray for me. And don't stop praying. That's why they make that statement. Pray for a long time and keep praying because I need it. And to those who don't believe in God and they believe in the golden rule, I say to you, I'm with you 1,000%. If you treat me good with golden love, I'm going to come back with gold and silver and diamonds. Okay? I am not trying to destroy this union. I am not trying to defund this union. I am not trying to do anything to hinder the greatness that we're about ready to obtain with Local 1000 with an increased membership that we're going to go to a 90+ membership level. And it's going to take work. And I can't just rely on Anna Kawaz and David Jimenez and Irene Green to do all the work. I just can't rely on the job stewards, even though I'm being told you must delegate a whole lot of stuff. I know I got to delegate. But the person who's got to be the hardest worker, the person who's got to inspire you, the person that sets the pace for the union is the president. And if that person ain't working around the clock, inspiring you, going to these work sites, making people job stewards on the spot, when he knows they got that love in them to protect others, when people tell me they don't have any job stewards in their building, and I'm one of those people from the state treasurer's office. I am the only job steward. And when I become president, when those people from the state treasurer's office, when they call me and say, hey, bring your butt over here, I got a problem, I will not tell them no. I am their job steward. And all this time, people were working from home. I kept going to work because we had rank and file in that building. And if they're there, I'm there. And I'm not going to let no manager outwork me. So if I had managers inside my agency come to work, you think I'm going to let them outwork me? Wrong answer. They're not outworking me. They show up, I show up. They get sick and die of COVID, I'm going to die right with them. Oh, by the way, I served the country, so maybe I'm a little touched. Because when I said I was going to die for this country, that's what I meant. Okay. Let me slow down. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm trying to send this message, and I'm getting a little fired up because I know how I feel about certain things. And what I'm really trying to say is when things get tough, look around and see who your friends are. Look around, because you ain't going to find many. And I'm that type of person, when things get tough for you, I'm going to show up. And that's what I'm doing now by taking on this great challenge and beating this incumbent, this 4-time incumbent. She won in 2008, 2011, 2015, 2018. Everybody she defeated walked away. I kept fighting. And to Sophia Perkins' credit, she lost in 2018, but she came back to fight again. God bless her heart, Sophia Perkins. And that's why you and I are going to be working together. I got you covered. And so all these people who I said I was going to put on full-time union leave, the MTC, maybe Kevin still wants to go on full-time union leave with me. Maybe Tony Owens wants to go on full-time union leave to help me get this 10-point platform passed. Maybe they've changed their minds. I don't really know. Reach out to them. You know, I talk to them, and I'm willing to work with them. But that 10-point platform that my voters put me in this position, it has to be done. And when people tell you, no, you represent all the union, so who cares about your voters? Wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. Voting matters. Elections have consequences, okay? Well, you didn't win with a mandate. That mandate came from 2,637 people, okay? That's my mandate. If you think I'm gonna disrespect my voters, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. And when they try to walk me out of here before I get in or after I get in, I'm gonna go out fighting, okay? And you won't be able to say, well, you know, they ran Richards. They ran Richard's little butt out of there because he was for the people and they couldn't handle it. And the whole state will know, everybody, all the state employees and all the public sector unions, including management, everybody will know he went in there, but they couldn't handle him. They hated him. They hated him for what he stood for, and they ran him out of office. They ran him out of there because he was getting that 21% pay increase. And here's the thing about that 20% pay increase. We get it from other public sector unions, they're going to say, where's our money? And then people who can't fight for themselves, who work for the state of California, and you know who you are, they're going to get paid too. And that's why they really don't want me around. Because when I talk about money, everybody gets money. Everybody comes up. How is that for unity? I'm done. June 5th, 2021. Thanks for spending your time watching me this evening. And I know other people will watch this video later on. And I never know how good these videos are. Some people like certain videos that I think are no good. I don't know, but I had a feeling that the information I was being given today, that I had to address some things. And hopefully I was succinct and distinct and passionate and clear and direct. And I was able to give you some factual numbers if you're able to keep up with me. And I'll keep repeating those factual numbers. And I also try to make it somewhat personal for some people to let them know where I'm coming from in case they have any questions, or they can call me. And there was a sister last night on that Stewart call. And I want to say Angela Pruitt. Angela? You did your job. Okay, I'm done. Bye-bye.